Hey fellow vegans, or soon to be ones, it's Florian here. And in this video I'm gonna show you my 3 main mistakes that I did while being vegan. So I'm vegan for 6 years and I've made plenty of mistakes along the journey. So here are my 3 biggest and most costly mistakes. So if you just give me a few minutes of your time, you're gonna learn from my mistakes and not do them on your journey of being vegan. Because if there's anything I can do so you don't have to experience the same mistakes that I did, I'll do it. So are you ready? Let's just jump right into it. The first mistake, and this is super top of mind, is to don't forget your B12 supplement. And I'm turning into the B12 guy here on YouTube, but I remember back in 2020, in the middle of 2020, so about 6 months ago, I was in Bali, which means I was cut off from my supply chain and the pandemic happened. So there was no real way for me to get my B12 supplement in that distant location of the world. So what happened after a few months, I thought I would be fine. So I think for about 2-3 months, I didn't have the B12 supplement. So I started to develop tingling sensations in my hands and in my feet. Now this is a super early sign of B12 deficiency, and if you're vegan, you should not ignore that. Because these signs of B12 deficiency, while easily reversible in the beginning, can be irreversible after a certain amount of time. So whenever you feel sensations of B12 deficiency, meaning you're easily tired, easily fatigued, you have some tingling sensations in your hand and in your feet, you certainly need to check this up with your doctor. And even better, you should constantly supplement B12. On a weekly basis, you should take 2000 micrograms of cyanocobalamin B12 to prevent yourself from ever getting those deficiencies. And this is a no-brainer because B12 supplementation is just so cheap that it doesn't matter. You know, it's very low cost. So buy your B12 supplement to be on the safe side. The second mistake that I made in the beginning, again, is I didn't own being vegan. Here's what I mean by that. In the beginning, after I made the decision to go vegan, I didn't tell anybody. Now this was a good thing, I think. I didn't tell anybody, just me and my family knew, because it was a super private thing. I just wanted to do it for myself without any exterior, influence. Now after a certain amount of time, the truth kind of spread out and everyone knew in my bigger circle that I was vegan. And in that moment, I didn't own being vegan, meaning I was not embracing the fact that I made the decision to be vegan. Which means whenever someone asked me, hey, so you're vegan? I was like, a little bit maybe, could be. And this is just simply not cool. It's just plain weird. So whenever you make a decision to do something, whenever you make a decision to go vegan, you must own it. So the correct answer is when someone asks you, so are you vegan? Yes, I am. That's the correct answer, that's straightforward and that's real. So you must own being vegan, you must stand up for being vegan, you must really embrace it. Because you made the decision to go vegan, I made the decision to go vegan, and I think it's a great decision, so I must embrace it with other people. The fun thing is that I was not embracing being vegan because I thought people would think that I'm weird and people would make a big deal out of it. But in 2021, being vegan is not that big of a deal anymore. It's only a big deal when you make a big deal out of it. When you try to hide away from being vegan. So own it, take it with confidence, then it's not that big of a deal. But it can turn into a big of a deal when you do my third mistake that I did, is you being too harsh with other people. And I can understand it. I mean, being vegan is such a crucial issue, not only for the animals, but for the environment and for our personal health. So I can understand every vegan that is kind of harsh, but it's not the best thing to do, because let's face it, it's completely ineffective, it's antisocial, and it's weird. It's weird if you call people out, it's weird if you get into arguments on social media, it's a complete waste of time. I never met one person who has changed their opinion because they were into a very long argument on social media. That simply does not work. And I remember one time in my journey, so this happened before. In the beginning I was hiding, then I didn't own it, and then I completely switched to the other extreme of calling people out. I was getting into a huge argument with my nutrition teacher back in the classes when I was looking to become a fitness trainer. And I remember seeing the look on the faces of my classmates and a nutrition teacher. I just noticed then and there that the approach of calling people out, of being so aggressive when it comes to veganism, doesn't work. Not a single person in that classroom, not the teacher, not my classmates, no one changed their opinion because I was being so harsh and I was spitting out the truth. You know, it doesn't matter. Humans don't work this way. There's a better way of doing things. And over the years, I've realized that this is truly the way to go. And a lot of vegans don't really think about that there's another way of kind of influencing people to go vegan as well. And that one way is improving yourself. You must become a disciple of self-improvement. Meaning you must look in the mirror and ask yourself, if you were another person, would you actually listen to me? And if the answer is no, you must ask yourself, why not? So maybe you have a problem with your weight. You must fix that. Maybe you are broke, you have a career that you don't like. You must fix that. If you have a social life that is non-existent, if you are not satisfied with your love life, you must fix that as well. So you must become a person that people actually like, that people look up to. And you can become that person if you just put in the work. And once you become this person that people actually like listening to, the difference between you preaching veganism is night and day. Because people will embrace you with an air of curiosity. They're actually curious about what you're doing on a daily basis if you have your stuff together. Because the good news is that people notice when someone has his stuff together. And people also notice when someone doesn't have his stuff together. Have you ever had a person coming up to you and preaching you about something and you were kind of like shutting off your brain a little bit because you just knew that this person has nothing to tell you? Teenagers do this a lot with their parents, and people do this a lot with vegans because they notice, they look at the person like, oh, you don't have anything to tell me. And I want you to not be that example. I want you to be a good example for veganism, be a positive vegan role model, and actually do positive vegan activism. And the best way to do that is by starting with the person in the mirror. Becoming a person of value, improving yourself, so people actually listen to what you have to tell them. So if you need help with becoming a fit and healthy vegan, if you tried multiple things in the past, but nothing so far has really worked for you to become this healthy and fit vegan role model, then you should schedule a free call with me by clicking the link in the description. This is my area of expertise. I help vegans get fit and healthy, get in the best shape of their life. So in this free call, I'll be pointing you in the right direction. You'll be learning more about your health and fitness and what you've tried in the past. And then afterwards, if it makes sense, we can talk all about you joining my private vegan coaching program later on. Regardless if you decide to go for the coaching program or not, these 60 minutes that we'll be spending together in this call will be the best 60 minutes that you spend working on your vegan health and fitness this year. So if this sounds good, if you know that you need to make a change in this one area of your life, and if you just know that you can do better, you should schedule a free call with me by clicking the link in the description. Okay, fellow vegans or soon to be ones, talk to you soon or see you next time.